Okay, guys. So thanks a lot for having me. I'm David. So as Pete was saying, founder of Bravon, but I want to focus on Bravon today. I want to share with you what I've learned watching my kids playing games and why this guy, my Axel is called, was so addict and spending money on a game. So I want to speak with you and share my experience in terms of how we can monetize communities. And specifically focusing on what we call behavioral economics. And this is what I want to explain to you today. So for sure, what we already know, that's just a slide to introduce the topic. Gamification, so you know what is exactly, that's the part of the conference. However, I think it's important to understand that gamification is less about technology and more about human psychology. Okay, so this is clearly, the goal is it's based on behavioral effects and how we can change attitude, how we can change actions that a user can take. But what is interesting is we all believe that our actions are and decisions are rational. So when talking decisions, which are based on facts and data, for example, we identify a problem, we establish a decision criteria, and then we select a solution. For example, if you look at the window and you see that it rains, you will pick up your umbrella. If you want to drink, you will take a glass of water. And in my case, I will have a beer, but that's just decision we take rationally based on data and on facts, right? So then if it's really the case, I'm really wondering one thing, and I would like to share with you this is, tell me why, when you need to go with your GPS from a point A to a point B, why are we always searching for shortcuts and simplicity? And I think that's the case also for all of you. Another question is, why do we fear more loss than thinking about gains? So if we are rational, that's not the way it works, right? We select always short return on investment instead of long profit. That's how people think today. I think it's my case, I think it's your case, but that's the goal of sharing, of course. And we like to follow others. When someone has something nice, you want to have the same or you want to have better, okay? So it just not wants to follow what you want to do, but it's also affected, I think, and influenced by others. And that's the goal of marketing. So we know that our actions are influenced by marketing. And this is really something interesting, because if you combine this with this attitude and these lines that I'm explaining you with finance, we will enter in what we call the behavioral economics. So behavioral economics is really the combination between psychology, which is how people react and how the human brain is working, and finance and economy. So this is interesting to understand how it works, because my goal today is to show you that we are irrational and predictable when making decisions about money, and thus how we can use that techniques to monetize a community. And to monetize a community by adapting and redirecting people's choices and attitude to where you want that they go. Okay, using those facts and gamification techniques will allow you to really build a powerful monetization platform. To show you how, and this is the link with what I've told you as an introduction, when speaking with my kids and watching them playing, we will use a famous game that you all know, which is Fortnite. So I guess you all know about that platform, okay? I'm not there to speak with you about game. I'm not there to tell you how this game is good or not. That's not the topic. My topic is, what's the machine behind Fortnite and the gamification techniques they're used to generate so much money, right? So I'm not a player, to be honest. I'm not a player, but I really appreciate watching others and my kids playing, because I'm always interrupting him, saying, oh, please stop playing, pause, go to the settings menu. I would like to know one thing, how they implemented this, because it gives a lot of inspiration and how you could, I would say, transfer these ideas into a business-oriented approach, okay? I want to do one thing. First is to tell you how they are successful. And I'm not speaking about how much players, the size of the community, and so on. I just want to tell you how much they are successful in terms of monetization. If you see the figures I put now on the slides, you can see how people are engaged, and more than that, how they build this success story. It's definitely a success in terms of community monetization, for sure, no matter the quality of the game. So that's really important to understand that. The story behind Fortnite, and I think it's really interesting to understand, is they are not the first one. They didn't invent anything. In fact, their main competitor, which is called PUBG, if you know it, was released 1 year before Fortnite. And it was a paid approach. So you need to pay to get the game. And they were successful. And if you understand the story, is Fortnite say, okay, we will be on the market and release the first version 1 year later. And on top of that, we will make a freemium approach. So the game will be available for free. Okay. So as a businessman, if you understand that, you have a competitor and you pay for to access that game. And 1 year later, you say, yeah, let's make the same game and we do it for free. So when you explain me that, I don't want to be the investor of Fortnite at that moment because it should be really surprising. But in any case, by using the right approach, gamification techniques, and also behavioral economics, they realized a really success story, and you can see it in numbers, okay? So now the question is, what's exactly behavioral economics and how they did it, okay? I have analyzed that games by patient, just watching my kid, and I've extracted for you 5 elements, okay? They are using so much gamification techniques in their environment that I cannot list them all, but I just extracted 5, which are really easy to understand, and 5 techniques that you can simply apply in your own business projects and things like that. Okay, the first one that makes them different is what we call the battle pass. The battle pass is the screenshot you have in front of you. It looks stupid, it's just a grid, but that grid is so powerful, and it's inspired from what I've told you about irrationality of human, which is we are always searching for shortcuts or simplicity. So what they show you here is you have a grid, first line, which it's in fact the grid of your rewards. And if you check the first line, which is a gray one, you have 3 rewards available, and the numbers represent the time you spend on the game, okay? So it's to create addiction, it's to create engagement. You need to play to get rewarded, and you know which reward you will have, so you have visibility on it, and when you will receive them. But if you pay, and this is the golden line just below, you see that you can have more rewards, more funny rewards, and you get it faster. So this is a graphical representation of what I've told you when people are searching for shortcuts. If you get a rewards, you can get it faster, you can have more rewards just by paying, okay? This is a simple approach of explaining why how humans are working. And most of you, I don't know if you are players or not, but a lot of kids wants to buy this battle pass because they want to have rewards faster, because of course we will discuss the advantage of it later, okay? That's maybe the most famous feature they have implemented to be profitable and to monetize their community. Then first, behavioral economic and attitude I want to share with you is the loss aversion. What is loss aversion is psychological impact. So your psychological impact is 2 times more important for a loss than a gain with the same value. Meaning that if you win 50 pounds, 50 euros, okay, you are happy. If you lose the same value, so if you lose 50 pounds, 50 euros, you are 2 times more sad, okay? And this is not good. You want to feel happy. And they understood it. So why they do, for example, when you are rewarded or when you receive a gift, and that's the screenshot I put for you, on the left, this is the gift you receive if you are a free user, okay? They could as a lot of platforms and games, and by default, you could just display, oh, we are happy to gift you this, and you are happy that your reward is this one. Fortnite is doing differently. They tell you what you win, but in every possibility they have in the platform, they also tell you what you lose because you are not a member, for example. And this is really important because you don't even enjoy the moment of being happy of your reward. You just focus on the fact that what you have lost. And this is how they convert you to a battle pass, or in that case, a battle bundle that you won't just do browsing menus, okay? So that's really interesting to understand how you can convert and upgrade users. Second aspect I want to share with you is the effort, what we call effort justification. In fact, and I'm sure you agree with me on that topic, we give more value to something we have hardly worked for than something you have acquired. If you fight to win something, you don't have the same value on that thing, you know, on that something, that if someone just give it to you, okay? So they understood it exactly. What they implemented to profit of that human behavior is that they implemented seasons. So how does it work is, instead of going in being in a game and you earn rewards and you continue and you have infinite rewards, they decided to implement seasons, okay? Seasons means that you have a thematic, you have design and so on, that's gaming oriented. And a season has a duration, which is, I think it was 6 months when I heard it. So meaning that you have season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And they have a thriller, specific marketing, which is nice. All you have acquired, so all you have been rewarded, and all the things you have acquired because you fight it and you played and spent times on the game, you will lose it if you don't subscribe to the next seasons, right? First, it teases you to make it faster because you want to accomplish and finish the game during the season and acquire as much as you can. But then if you don't subscribe to the next season, you lose what you have acquired in the previous one. So you understand that effort justification is really hard in that case, because you fight during 6 months and then you lose all because you are not continuing the next season. And they are smart, because for people that doesn't do it, then they can tease you. And if you do it even later, after the start of the next season, you get back all you have acquired in the previous one. So it's a way to create, it's a huge tool to create engagement, first of all, to tease you to continue. It's a kind of renew of game and taming. So people are really engaged and starting a new challenge. But on top of that, you get back all what you have acquired. And of course, you pay for a season. This is why kids are always asking repeatedly money to unblock seasons. Third one is diminishing sensitivity. I take back the battle pass. I didn't told you before, but that's why I didn't told you before. You are not happier to win 1,000 than 100. That's of course an example. I'm not comparing €1 and 1 million, but if you earn 1,000 euros, you are happy. If you earn 100 euros, you are still happy, okay? So the difference is not really big, it's really small. So what they did is, instead of buying a season and giving you all the rewards, they give you 10 rewards. So instead of giving you 1,000 euros, they give you 10 times 100 euros. So you are 10 times happy, which creates in you a lot of a feeling of happiness, and of course the result is a better engagement, okay? So even if you pay the season, you get more rewards, but it's time oriented, it's duration oriented, and this is really important for people to stay committed and to come back in the game, and not have all in the beginning and not have anything during 6 months. Fourth one, it's not a surprise. I took back another example, screenshot from the games, is more you invest, more you are forced to do. Let me give you an example. If you subscribe to sports or to a fitness room, because you pay, you say, I need to go. I have paid. I cannot lose my money. I want to go. That's why they make battle pass and bundle, because they ask you to pay all in the beginning, and then they give you exactly as I was playing here. You pay once in the beginning and you receive later, split it, okay? This is the same approach. You invest in the beginning, and after 1 month, if you are discouraged, if you want to try another game, you won't do it because you have paid this once. So you want to spend the money, you know, you want to use the money you have spent. And this is an attitude of human, and they are using it perfectly once again. Last one, really simple to understand. It's the basic of gamification, I think, technique. We want all what others have. So the peer effect is really huge in that platform. How they implement it, you have so much places in the game where you see each other's, and you see each other's, and based on the rewards you have and the cool stuff you gain during the game, you are in front of the screen, okay? So you want to always see your avatar in front of the screen to each other's, you know? So that's why you will also always check what others have. And a cool technique and simple technique they have implemented is everywhere in the game, you can meet each other, even people you don't know, and you can make a dance with them. So you say, oh, I want that dance. Oh, I want that shirt and that weapon. So then it is you to have what others want. And that's human. You always want what others have. Okay, that's 5 techniques I want to highlight to you. I want just to finish with 2 things. First is, it's a lot of marketing behind that games, and also behind every business around gamification. Maybe it's not known, or I think not enough known, is the nudge marketing. Nudge marketing are really small actions you take with the remarkable power. When you have your community, which is the biggest part, and you want to monetize it, you also have to implement nudge marketing. I took one example of what they do is, even if you get the rewards, even if you have all the rewards available in the platforms, it's never done, because based on the period of life, and this example is Christmas period, we all want to have the Christmas shirt. And that's a marketing which is perfect because it costs just 0 to Fortnite in terms of implementation. It's just design, you want that shirt, and that shirt has a period. So this means that in January, nobody cares about Christmas shirts. You have another activity and nudge marketing you can do. So in terms of upselling and monetizing an existing community to something which is specific in a short duration, nudge marketing is really key. And you really need to read about it and understand how you can implement it in your platform if you want to market your community and monetize your community. So if I want to summarize in one slide what we have learned, is gamification techniques are really key, of course, to change attitude of people, but behavioral economics is really the hidden part of the iceberg. And this is, I think, the most important thing, because you need to understand the psychology and how people think and what is the basic attitude of people when taking decisions, right? Gamification techniques are the perfect tools to tease people and to drive them where you want that they go. Nudge marketing is the visible part of the iceberg. That's just small marketing actions, cost effective, but bringing you a lot of results. So that's really interesting. And I think this picture is really summarizing a powerful solution in terms of money, community monetization. Now, as a conclusion, I don't have a big conclusion. I just have 6 words for you. Is you should stop thinking users. We always think that our community is a community of users, right? It can be gamers, employees, friends, fans, whatever. But in fact, you don't find easy way to monetize users. You need to think more about humans. And why humans? Because that's the brain which is driving humans in how they act, how they take decision. And it's not on fact and data. It's on what I have explained you just before. And this is a way, I think, the best way to monetize your community. Okay. Thanks a lot for sharing. It was really interesting. open for questions.
Thank you, David. What a great talk. I really liked, you come at it from a different angle, I think, to many people in the gamification world. And I think that's one of the reasons, like, some of the examples we need to see actually do really well, maybe need to think about techniques like this from another angle. We've got quite a few questions. We've probably got time for a couple. So the one that's been voted up the most is from Jesse. It's between loss aversion and mastery of skills, which psychological trigger is more powerful to motivate players, users, humans? I have heard a few sources suggest one or the other as more impactful. So what's your point of view on that?
So I would say, I'm not a neuroscientist, I'm not knowing human. I didn't study that. I'm a digital entrepreneur. What is interesting, and this is what I want to highlight in this presentation, the 5 I have explained you are so visible just by reading small, few books about it. Those 5 are really easy to implement. And for me, in terms of experience, what I'm doing, because I'm doing this, in Luxembourg, which is a finance place, so it's also interesting about behavioral economics, is about the people always searching for simplicity and shortcuts. Everybody like that. You have a GPS. You need to come from A to B. You will always configure your GPS to say, give me the faster or give me the shorter. Why? You know what I mean? You never accept the basic reply or the basic proposal. You always try to find better, faster, shorter. That's easy. If you have that in mind, you understand why people are paying to have it before. That's, I'm actually, my kid is asking PS5, the buzz around PS5. That's the same. People are paying €1,000 for a console, and in few weeks or few days before Christmas, there will be so much. Why do you want it to have it 2 weeks before? That's in every fact of life. I think that's how human think, and that's the most important. And the other one, but it's the peer effect, which is a gamification, I think, BABA, it's you always want what others have. That's it. That's human. Maybe you don't want better, but you are always teased by what people are accomplishing. And I think it's important because it helps you to grow and to go forward. But that's how humans think. And here you have a proof how they can be simply implemented in a business or in a project.
I mean, that's actually quite a nice place to leave this. There are so many more questions. There's no way we have time to answer them with you live. So I'm guessing you'll answer some of them in the chat, and which speakers have been doing really well today. So I'm liking that. And also, of course, please, everyone, go and visit him on the Bravon stand table in the corner at the lunch break. Okay? And I'm sure he'll be happy to chat more.
Yeah, I really enjoy speaking about that topic because we are here also, I think, and in Gamification Europe is a good example. We are in disruption, and I think it's a disrupting way of generating money and monetizing a community. So I prefer to share on that than sharing on Bravon. Because I think Bravon, we have the website, I'm available for later. So as you know, we have a huge partner program supporting companies building their own gamification business. We have only indirect models, so that's a different topic, and I really enjoy sharing. So I hope people enjoyed. I'm seeing a few chats. So guys, feel free.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.